Hello fiction fans, T.H. Leatherman here. Today we're going to discuss what it takes to write a good villain. Good villain? Good villain? Isn't that an oxymoron? If you want to write a great story, you need a really believable and intelligent antagonist. Someone who can be the foil for the hero. This doesn't happen by accident. You have to spend a lot of time creating the villains in your story. So, what does it take to make a good villain? It takes 6 things to make a good villain for a story, and I'm going to go over them with you. Number 1, your antagonist has to be properly motivated. Now, there are all sorts of motivations for someone to do evil deeds. Perhaps it's power. No one is ever going to make me eat broccoli again. It could be that they have righteous indignation. Mosquitoes, they're being killed in record numbers. I must save the mosquitoes. Sometimes it's personal against the hero. In 1993, you saved a bunch of orphans from a burning house. But my iguana was in that house. I will never, ever forgive you for that. Number 2, remember that the villain is the hero of his own story. A proper rogue is going to have his own reasons for doing what he's doing. To him, he's doing the right thing for the right reasons. He is the hero of the story. But you as the writer, of course, know better. You're wrong, hero guy. Moon pies are much better than broccoli. Your scoundrel is going to have good traits too. Clever, kind, respected, persuasive, especially if he's going to have people following him. He's going to need to have the kinds of qualities that make people want to follow him. Hi, let me tell you about my plot for world domination. It's how those arguments are then twisted that really make the villain pop off the page. It's just a small demonic army. The town is in decline anyway. Really, I did the residents a favor by destroying it. Number 3, the villain needs to have bad traits too. And by bad traits, I mean good traits that are taken to an extreme, such as being ambitious and driven. Nothing can stop me. A world covered in cotton candy would prevent the kind of accident that killed my parents. Cotton candy would cushion everything. A good bad guy is probably going to be deceitful. It's just a small nuclear weapon. It'll destroy just the house, not the whole town. Really, trust me. Your villain is probably going to be jealous and vengeful. In 3rd grade, we were in the sack race. You won, but you were supposed to be out sick that day. I would have won if it wasn't for you. Number 4, your villain needs to have a history. It didn't just pop into existence yesterday. It's likely that there was some tragic event in the antagonist's past. It was a marshmallow factory accident. You couldn't possibly understand the pain that it put me through. And the deeper the history, the more effective the villain will be. Not that it's any of your business, but I was a bunny breeder until you and your band of heroes attacked the farm next door and killed Killer Carrot. My farm was collateral damage, and now I'm here for revenge. Number 5, at the beginning of the story, your villain needs to have a lot of advantages. That means occasionally he's got to win and make things even worse for the hero. Face it, hero guy, I always win. Everyone likes me best. Your dog, your girlfriend, even your mom. They have to appear unbeatable. What can you possibly do to me? I live in a New York penthouse. You live in a cave in a swamp with penis leeches. Number 6, when writing about your villain, avoid cliches, but make sure you're including tropes. A cliche is an overused phrase, so if you're going to use something like it, be creative about how you express it in your story. Common villain cliches are things like kidnapping the girl, having to personally kill the hero, or having some sort of physical deformity. It's been done before, lots of times. Don't do that to your villain. Hero guy, you are no match for me, cliché man. I have nerves of steel. I'm as brave as a lion. And I haven't a care in the world. Tropes are different. They are literary devices that people expect to see in those kinds of stories, depending on the story that you're writing. If you're writing a space opera, there needs to be travel between stars. Superhero story? Well, there needs to be incredible powers. Writing a fantasy story? There needs to be some sort of magic use. Also, when setting up your villain, make sure there's a kick the dog moment. Something that shows the reader that that villain is a bad guy. Or perhaps the villain starts off as a good guy, but then has a moral quandary moment that they just completely fail. In which case, they are, from that point on a slippery slope that puts them at odds with the hero. This is when your bad guy passes the point of no return and fall into a moral black hole that they cannot get themselves out of. You will never get away with your foul scheme, Scarface trope man. This is a noir thriller, and the detective always survives. So in summary, that's 1. Motivation. 'Cause I want it! 2. The villain has his own story, and he's the hero of that story. I'm the bad guy? Ha ha ha, surely you jest. 3. Make sure there are bad traits too. If only I didn't have to kill you, hero guy. 4. Give your rogue a history. I didn't become evil overnight. I delivered pizzas and went to evil night school. 5. Give them a lot of advantages. I win, I always win. Number 6. Avoid cliches, but include tropes. Hero guy, don't you know how this works? I have to finish my monologue, then you can escape. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I post weekly. If you have a question or topic you'd like for me to cover, message me on Facebook. Check out my new book, Sunrise, which is available in bookstores everywhere. If you like this episode, like or comment below. So long, fiction fans. Ever get the feeling that something is behind you, watching your every move?